Shuklam Paradam Vishnu Sasivardam Chaturphujam Prasannavadanavidyaye Sarvabhignopashantaye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So we start today with Anuvaham 11. So concluding part of the Namakam in Rudram. Before that, I just quickly want you to begin with Ganananta and recite Anuvaham 10 if you have done some practice, otherwise I will do it. Okay. Om Gananatva Ganapatikam Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravasthamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspada Anashunvantu Divisida Sadhanam Mahaganapataye Namaha. So anybody volunteering to Anuvaham 10?
Whoever.
I will do that. Do that.
द्रापे अंधसस्पते दरिद्रं नीललोहित येषां पुरुषाणां येषां पशूनां आबेर्मा रोमो येषां किंचनाममत्.
Just one moment, Ravi. Slow, don't go like an express.
Sure.
You should make sure that
Okay.
Drape antasaspate daridran niradojita esham purushanam mesham pashunam abirma romo yesham kinchanamamat. That's the pace. Okay? Okay.
द्रापे अंधसस्पते दरिद्रं नीललोहित येषां पुरुषाणां येषां पशूनां आबेर्मा रोमो येषां किंचनाममत्.
Kinchanamamat.
किंचनाममत्.
In Sanskrit, when you have the last word and there is a small inclined thing, you have to stop the, which is a little stop there.
Sure.
Kinchanamamat.
किंचनाममत्.
Right. Not this. It is Kinchanamamat.
किंचनाममत्.
Right. Okay.
याते रुद्र शिवा तनुः शिवा विश्वाः वेशजी शिवा रुद्रश्च वेशजी तयानो मृड जीवसे
Tayano mृड जीवसे
तयानो मृड जीवसे इमाग्म रुद्राय तवसे कपर्दिने क्षयद्वीराय प्रवराम हेमतिं यदा न शमशत्युपते चतुष्पदे विश्वं पुष्टं ग्रामे अस्मिन् नातुरम् मृडानो रुद्रतनो मैष्कृति क्षयद्वीराय नमसा विधेमते यच्छं च योश्च मनुराय चे पिता तदस्याम तव रुद्र प्रीणितो मानो महान्तमुतमानो अर्भकं मानो उक्षिन्तमुतमानो उक्षितं मानो वदीहि पितरं मोतमातरं क्रियामानस्तनुवो रुद्ररेरिषः मानस्तोके तनये मान आयुष्मानो गोषुमानो अस्वेषु रेरिषः वीरान्मानो रुद्रभावितो वदीर्हविष्मन्तो नमसा विधेमते आरात्ते गोग्नौतपूर्वशुग्ने क्षेद्वीराय सुम्नमस्मेते अस्तु रक्षाचनो अधिच देवगुह्यदाचनः शर्म यच्छद्विबर्हाः स्तुहिश्रितं गत्तसदं युवानं मृगन्नं भीममुपहन्तु मुग्रम् मृडाचरित्रे रुद्रस्तवानो अन्यन्ते अस्मिन्नेव पन्तु सेनाः परिणो रुद्रस्य हेतिर्वृणक्तु परित्वेषस्य दुर्मतिरगायोः अवस्थिरामगवद्भ्यस्तनुष्वमीडवस्तोखाय तनयाय मृडया मीडुष्टमश्वतमशिवो न सुमनाभव परमे वृक्ष आयुधन्यदाय कृत्तिं वसान आचर पिनाकं विप्रदागहि विकृत विलोहित नमस्ते अस्तु भगव यास्ते सहस्रगं यौतयोन्यमस्मन् विवपन्तु ताः सहस्राणि सहस्रदा बाहुवस्तव हेतयः तासामीशानो भगव पराचीना मुखाकृति.
You have to improve slightly on the intonation and also stop at certain places, little.
Sure.
When you have that vertical line, that's a place where you have to be little fast. Not too long,
okay,
but not too short also. Sagasrani sagastra bhagavosta vahetayah tasabishano bhagava parachina mukhakriti. That's the way it goes. and maintain that pace. When you join a group and they all recite, you have to go along with the pace. There are some places where they go quickly because they want to finish off in a particular time. But at home and all that, when you do with a regular pace. It should be pleasing to the ear, not like an express. Good. Rajesh.
द्रापे अंधसस्पदे दरिद्रनीललोहित एषां पुरुषाणां दरिद्रनीललोहित एषां पुरुषाणाम् एषां पशूनां मा बेर्मा रोमो एषां किंचनाममत या ते रुद्रशिवा तनुशिवा विश्वाह बेजसी शिवा रुद्रस्य बेशजी थयानो मृडजीवसे इमाहुं रुद्राय तपसे कपर्दिनेः शयद्वीराय प्रवरामहे मतिं यथा न शमसद्विपदे चतुष्पदे विश्वं पुष्टं ग्रामे अस्मिन्ननाथुरं मृडानो रुद्रोदनो मयस्कृतिक्षयद्दीर्घाहि नमसा विधेमते यच्चं च योश्च मनुराजये पिता तदश्याम तव रुद्रप्रणीरौ मानो महान्तमुतमानो अर्भकं मान उक्षन्तमुतमान उक्षितं मानो वदिप्पितरं होतमातरं प्रियामानस्तनुवो रुद्ररीर्षः मानस्तोकेतनहे मान आयुषि मानो गोषु मानो अश्वेषु रेरिषः वीरान् मानो रुद्रभ्रामितो अवतीर्हविष्मन्तो नमसा विधेमते आराते गोग्न उदपुरुषग्ने पुरुषग्ने शयद्वीराय सुम्नमस्मेते अस्तु रक्षाशनो अधिशदेव गृह्यता चन शर्म यच्च द्विवर्हाः स्तुहिष्टुदं गर्दसदं युवानं हृगन्नभीममुपहद्नुमुग्रं मृडाचरित्रे रुद्रस्तवानो अन्यन्ते अस्मिन्निव पन्तु सेनाः परिणो रुद्रस्य हेतिर्वृणक्तु परित्वेष्वस्य दुर्मतिरगायोः अवस्थिरामगवद्यस्तनुष्वमीरवस्तोखाय तनह्याय मृडया मीरुष्टम शिवतम शिवो नः सुमना भवा परमे वृक्ष आयुधन्हिदाय कृत्तिं वसान आचर पिनाकं बिभ्रदागहि विकिरित विलोहित नमस्ते अस्तु भगवः यास्ते सहस्रहुं हेतयोन्यमस्मन्निव पन्तुताः सहस्राणि सहस्रदा बाहुओस्तव हेतयः तासामीशानो भगवः पराचिना मुखाकृति.
Excellent. Very good. I think you have done some practice. You have really done. Very good. Excellent. I think that you got an idea,
Yeah.
how he has done it. His pronunciation is good, the intonation is good, the pausing is all very important. Also the udatam, anudatam. Slight rise, that has to be there. Okay?
I'll try.
Okay, try.
द्रापे अन्तसस्पदे दरिद्रनीललोहित येषां पुरुषाणां मेषां पशूनां मा बिर्मा रोमो येषां किञ्चनाममत या ते रुद्रशिवा तनुशिवा विश्वाह बेशजी शिवा रुद्रस्य बेशजी तया नो मृडजीवसेः इमाहुं रुद्राय तवसे कपर्दिनेः शयद्वीराय प्रवरामहे मतिं यथा न शमशद्विपदे चतुष्पदे विश्वं पुष्टं ग्रामे अस्मिन्ननातुरं मृडानो रुद्रथनो मयस्कृति शयद्वीराय नमसा विधेमते यच्चं च योश्च मनुराय जे पिता तदश्याम तव रुद्रप्रीणितौ मानो महान्तमुतमानो अर्भकं मान उक्षतमुतमान उक्षितं मानो वदिर्वितरं मोतमातरं प्रियामानस्तनुवो रुद्ररीरिषः मानस्तोके तनये मानो आयुषि मानो गोषु मानो अश्वेषु रेरिषः वीरान् मानो रुद्रभामितो हविष्मन्तो नमसा विधेमते आरक्ते गोग्न उत पुरुषग्ने शयद्वीराय सुम्नमस्मेतस्तु रक्षाचनो अजितदेव ब्रूह्यता शर्म यच्छद्वर्हाः स्तुतिः श्रुतं गत्तसतं युवान् मृगन्न भीम महत्मुग्रं मृडाचरित्रे रुद्रस्तवनो अन्यन्ते अस्मिन् निपवन्तु सेनाः परिणो रुद्रस्य हेतुर्वृणक्तु परिणं द्वेषस्य दुर्मतिरगायोः अवस्थिरा
Mahottabhya anustashva
stanashva
Meedavastokaya
Tanayaya Daya Meedushtama Tamashivo Nasumana Bhava Parame Vriksha Ayudam Nidaya Kritim Vasan Achara Pinakam Bibradagahi Vikirita Vilohita Namaste Astu Bhagavaham Yaste Sahasrahum Hetayo Anyamas Namasminna
Pantutaha Aspin Nipapantutaha
Sahasrani Sahasrata Bakuvostave Hetayaham Tasami Shano Bhagavah Parachina Mukhakriti.
Good. You're this very good, but I think you need a little more practice. You are doing much better than last time, but you need to practice. You'll get it. Your pronunciation is all okay, but if you do a couple of times, it'll be all right. Okay, I think Kumaresh wants to excuse himself. Yeah. All right. Okay. So now we will start the new lesson, which will be Anuvagam 11, the last one of the Namakam. Now I want to give you a quick overview and then you can go ahead with the next one, okay? Yeah. Now, interestingly, this Anuvagam 11 has got 11 verses. It is a concluding part of Namakam that offers prayers to Sri Rudra. Now, in this Anuvagam, Sri Rudra is praised for his greatness and his omnipresence. He is present all over, everywhere. He is in you, he is in Rajesh, he is in Kumaresh, he is in everybody. He appears in different forms and also in different places all around. And you are seeking his grace in any form that he comes. That is what is implied in this Anuvagam. Now, this Anuvagam, as a tradition, it is followed by the well-known Mrityunjaya mantra. Most of you know that it's all recited, even not necessarily in Rudram, but even otherwise. But it's not really a part of Anuvagam 11. It is just a kind of a follow-on tradition, followed by some other mantras also. But some people at home do not really proceed beyond the Mrityunjaya mantra. The Guru who taught me that it's not necessary for you to go beyond Mrityunjaya mantra. You can stop at that. So it's in public, of course, when they do Mahatma, they continue with the other mantras also. And reciting this last Anuvagam has a special effect because this is where you are praying generally in different forms of Rudra. By seeking his grace, it said it enhances your intelligence, your knowledge, and also your longevity. Because Mrityunjaya comes at the end, which is longevity, spiritual enlightenment. That's what you get out of this Anuvagam 11. Every Anuvagam, in fact every verse, has got a certain effect. Not only for you, but for people around you, for the community and for the entire country as well as the world at large. That is the impact of Sri Rudra around. And intonation is very important. But sometimes if you don't do it also, don't worry too much about it because, you know, if you see a child who's not able to pronounce properly and say it wants an orange from the mother, it may say orange, orange. It can have its own intonation, but the mother knows that the child wants an orange because she understands. So sometimes if your pronunciation or something, don't worry too much about it. It will improve over time. But it is seen very clearly that Rudra is appreciating your sincerity in reciting it. That's what the implied meaning is when you recite Rudra. So we will go with the, as usual, I'm going to recite every verse there, and then we will also talk about the meanings. Sagasrani sagasrayoye rudradi bhumyam Teshahum sagasrayojane vadanvani tanmasi Sagasrani sagasrayoye rudradi bhumyam. Say that.
Sagasrani sagasrayoye rudradi bhumyam.
Now, bhumyam is actually, ya is got that. I will put a slash no on that.
Yeah.
I couldn't really get two of them. Teshahum Sagasrayojane Navadanvani tanmasi. Now again both lines together. Sagasrani sagasrase rudradi bhumyam Teshahum Sagasrayojane Vadanvani tanmasi.
Sahasrani sahasrashoye rudradi bhumyam Teshahum Sagasrayojane Vadanvani tanmasi.
Very good. Now, Sagasrani, Sagasram, you know what it means. In thousands of numbers, when you say Sagasrani, in thousands of numbers, Sagastraso, which means in thousands of forms. Now, in our tradition, 100 Sagasram, these are all very sacred numbers. 108 Sahasranama, Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, all these are thousands. So typically when 1000 means big number, so he says Sagasrani in thousands of numbers, Sagastraso e Rudra in thousands of forms. E Rudra di Bhumyam. In Rudra here refers to Rudra Ganas. All those forms are part of the Rudra, which are called Rudra Ganas. So they are existing all over. Rudra means Rudra Ganas. Adi Bhumyam. Bhumyam means on the earth. Teshahum Sagasrayojane Vadanvani tanmasi. Teshahum means those which exist. Teshahum. Those that exist. Sagasrayojane Vadanvani tanmasi. Beyond thousands of yojanas. Yojana is a measure of distance.
Yojana.
Like miles you have. Yojana is a distance. Sagasrayojane Vadanvani tanmasi. They are existing for thousands of yojanas. And Danvani, what is Danvani? Danush. Danvani means their arrows. Tanmasi means please unstring them. So those thousands of forms which exist in thousands of places and in thousands of miles across on the earth, we pray that they unstring the arrows. That's a prayer. Okay. Alright. We will go to the next one. Asmin Mahatyar Nave Antarikshe Bhavadi Asmin Mahartannave Antarikshe Bhavadi Asmin Mahartannave Antarikshe Bhavadi. Asmin here means this. Asmin means this. Mahartannave Antarikshe, Mahartannave is big space, like an ocean. Antariksha is that which exists above the surface. It is neither the sky, not it's something in between. Antariksham solva Tamil. Antariksham is hung between the top sky and the earth, somewhere in between, the open space. Bhava Adi means those, referring to Bhava Adi is referring to Rudra Ganas that exist in those space. Nilagrivaha Chidikantaha Sharva Adachamacharaha Nilagrivaha Chidikantaha Sharva Adachamacharaha. Very good. See, Nilagriva means that which is a bluish neck. Now, Shitikanta is also, Shiti means white, partly white. When you put Vibhuti here, it is partly white. So it's partly white and partly bluish. That's what it means. Shitikantaha, Kantaha is neck. Sarvada Chamacharaha, all the Rudragana, Sarvada is referring to the Rudragana, Sarvada. Chamacharaha, those who live in the Patala, that is under the earth. They exist in different places. You know, it is sometimes surprising to see how they exist in so many places and why we are really doing this Stuti or Namakam. In the Mahabharata war, Pandavas and Duryodhanas, they were fighting. Ashwatthama was Drona's son. He had got an astram called Narayanastra. Narayanastra means if you leave it like Pasupata, you leave it, you can't escape it. It will go and hit definitely. Krishna, who was with Pandavas, he realized that Narayanastra has been released. So how to escape from that? It will kill everybody. The only way to escape that is to do Namaskaram. If you do Namaskaram completely, it means you are going down towards Astra and say, please spare me. With Narayanastra, there is a remedy for that. So he asked everybody, come on, do Namaskaram immediately. Everybody did Namaskaram toward Narayanastra. Narayanastra went without any effect on them.
Countermeasures were deployed.
So, in this Namakam, you are really praying because there are Rudraganas which exist which can harm you also. Rakshana and Sikshana. Rakshana is protection and Sikshana is punishing, not destroying. Shiva does both. Why he does Sikshana? Because he doesn't want to destroy you, but he wants to correct you, put you in the right path. What is experience for people who make mistakes? They learn because that mistake has cost me something, therefore I will not do it again. That's the reason why you also call the jails here as correctional facility. In the US, they don't call it jail. In India, they call it jail or prison. But here, they don't call it because they think that a human being can be corrected. So they call it as correctional facility. Likewise, you say Rudra, we have seen so many forms which do you good, which also punish you. Tamil வந்து ஒரு proverb உண்டு. அரசன் அன்று கொல்வான், தெய்வம் நின்று கொல்லும். அப்படின்னு ஒரு proverb இருக்கு. The king will punish you immediately if you make. But God doesn't do that. He gives you several chances to correct yourself. If you don't, only then ultimately the God comes and kills you. You can see it. Actually, you can see it in action. There are some people who are very evil-minded people. You will think that they are prospering and nothing is happening to them. But eventually, someday they will have to finish. So, in this, when you say different forms and different places, there are Rudraganas which are doing you good. There are also Rudraganas which put you on the correctional path. So that's why you have some of these where you have this existing in Patala Lokam. Now, for example, the natural elements of fury that you see, like storms, earthquakes, the volcano lava in Hawaii which is flowing now, which people didn't expect that will come close to their homes. These are all natural, but these are all caused by somebody. You see what is happening in Middle East today. There are asuras, modern asuras. There are also devas who are trying to fight them. So this existing in today's earth, you can see. There is somebody propelling them to do this. There is also somebody propelling to fight them against. So you see that existing today as on, and when you compare it with what is being said here, you will find there is some similarity coming up. Okay. Nilagrivaha chitikantaha divham ruddha upasritaha Nilagrivaha chitikanta divham ruddha upasritaha. Now those ganas, divham Nilagriva chitikantaha is the same, repeated again from the previous line. Devam Rudra Upasritaha, those who have attained the Swargaloka. Upasritaha means Swargalokam, on top. Earlier we said Patalalokam, the other one is for Swargaloka. Okay. Where is the next slide? What happened?
Went up too far. You ought to go back up one. There you go.
Ye vrikshesu saspinjara,
Ye
Vriksheshu saspinjara,
Nilagriva vilohitaha,
Nilagriva vilohitaha,
Ye vrikshesu saspinjara, Nilagriva vilohitaha,
Ye Vriksheshu saspinjara, Nilagriva vilohitaha.
Ye vrikshesu means in trees. Vriksha means saspinjara. Saspinjara, you've heard it before.
Yes.
In the tender
Tender grass.
grass. Saspinjaraha. Nilagrivaha, again blue neck. Vilohitaha, reddish like metal. Lokam means in loha is metal. Vilohitaha, reddish like metal. Those are all referring to the attributes of the ganas. The ganas. E bhutanam adipatayo,
Ye bhutanam adipatayo,
Vishikasaka Vartinaha,
Vishikasaka Vartinaha,
Ye bhutanam adipatayo, Vishikasaka Vartinaha.
Ye bhutanam adipatayo, Vishikasaka Vartinaha.
Again, attribute to the ganas, those ganas who are leaders. Bhutanam adipatiyo. Bhutanam refers to ganas. Adipatiyo means leaders, leaders of the ganas. Vishikasaha means shika. Shika is hair. Vishikasaha means without hair. Without hair. Some of them exist without hair. You can see them today in different forms. If you see somebody who's got no hair at all, you can say probably a gana. No, you got partly. Vishikasa kabartinaga. Kabartinaga means with matted hair. There are people who have lot of hair. They exist in those forms also. Okay.
Oh, why is it like it starts with A? And any significance why it starts with A?
A in it is referring those, not
Those.
A is referring.
So it's like this
Those
is
ganas.
structured in that way.
It's
Like
structured in
those,
that way. It's structured in the way. A refers to those. Those ganas. Those ganas which exist in that form. Those ganas who are like this. You know. So before in Sanskrit, you know, this is a rhyme also which counts.
Yeah.
I don't know who has really done that, but it is remarkable. It is coming so beautifully in ye. You know, all these you find here. I mean, those. E bhutanam adipatiyo vishikasaka vartinaha.
Ye bhutanam adipatayo, Vishikasaka Vartinaha,
E anneshu vidyanti.
Ye anneshu vividyanti,
Patreshu pipato janan.
Patreshu pipato janan,
Ye anneshu vidyanti patreshu pipato janan.
Ye anneshu vividyanti, Patreshu pipato janan.
The ganas also exist in food. In food. You know, annam is so important. There are people who get nutrition from food. There are also people who fall sick when they take some annam. Recently you have seen in schools also some children got sick when they ate something. I have had food poisoning long ago. It is something which we have no control on really, even though you have the FDA and other people checking it and all that. Sometimes it happens. Neshu vividyanti patreshu pibato janan. Those Rudra ganas impact. Patreshu means those who drink from vessels. Patreshu pibato janan.
Drink from
Water, drinking water. Drinking water also can cause good and bad. Okay. E patam pati rakshaya.
Ye patam pati rakshaya,
Aila brudaya vyudaha.
Aila brudaya vyudaha,
Yudaha.
E patam pati rakshaya. Aila brudaya vyudaha.
Ye patam pati rakshaya, Aila
Yudaha.
brudaya
Yudaha.
This again, ye refers to those. Huh?
Eila Bruda Yabyuda.
Yavyudaha. A patam means those who follow certain paths. Patam is path. Pati rakshaya. Pati rakshaya is those who follow the path of spiritual and religious enlightenment, and also in the laukika path. Both are there. Pati rakshaya. I love those who protect that kind of path spiritually, and also those who follow the love. Aila Yudaha, those who offer. Aila Brida means those who offer food to others. Annam as gift. Aila Yudaha, those who fight in battles. Yudaha, Yuddham. Yudaha. Yudaha refers to battles. Those who fight in battles, those who protect and follow the path of spiritual enlightenment, those who follow the regular path, those are also included, those ganas which do that. Okay. Now you will find that many of the people are also following, doing the same thing, and the ganas exist in them also. Eti tari pracharanti.
Etirtani pracharanti
Srikapando nishanginaha Eti tani pracharanti Srikapando nishanginaha
Etirtani pracharanti Srikapando nishanginaha.
Eti tani pracharanti means those who protect the waters. There are ganas which protect the waters. There are some waters which are considered holy, and people feel that it is better to go and drink water from them. Like your spring waters, natural mountain water. Gangajal. There are also waters which are not considered good. You can't drink it. Eti tari prachansrika avanto nishanginaha, carrying sharp weapons. Nishanginaha carrying swords. Ward. Nishanginana means sword. Those who carry the swords. Ayeta vantascha puyahum sascha.
Yetavantascha bhutahum sascha
Dishorudra vitastire.
Dishorudra vitastire
Ayetavantascha puyahum sascha dishorudra vitastire.
Yetavantascha bhutahum sascha dishorudra vitastire.
Now here, Yetavantascha refers to all those people, Bhuyahum Satyam, even more of them. Disho means all directions. Rudra vitastire, Rudragana spread out, existing in all directions. The people who are there, existing as well as the ganas. Teshahum sahasrayojane.
Teshahum sahasrayojane.
Vadanvalitanmasi. Those people who are doing all these activities and also the ganas, those who exist in thousands of yojana, sahasra yojane, avadannan tanmasi is unstring their arrows and keep them at a distance. So this is again a prayer which is seeking the ganas to unstring their arrows. Okay?
So this chapter is mainly addressed to the ganas. Yeah.
Yes, Rudra ganas, mainly Rudra ganas. And you are actually praying them to be good to us, and that's the prayer. Namo Rudrebhyo ye prativyam ye antarikshe Namo Rudrebhyo ye prativyam ye antarikshe Now, Namo Rudrebhyo is Namo means we are doing namaskarams. Rudrebhyo is referring to all the ganas. Ye prativyam means on this earth. Prativi refers to the earth. And antarikshe means those who are over the middle space. Ye diviyesha mannam vato varshabhishava tebhyo dasha ye diviyesha mannam vato varshabhishava tebhyo dasha. Dasha means direction, okay? Prachi dasha, dakshina dasha, pradishir dasha, pradich dasho, urdvastebhyo Namaste no Mridayantu Teyam Dvishmo Yascha No Dveshti Tambo Jambe Dadami. Now actually you have to say it in one breath, you know. It says Ye Diviyeshaman Nambato Varshamisavate Pyo Prachi Dakshina Pradisi Dasurtva Urdo Pyo Namaste no Bradiyantu Teyam Dishmo Yachano Dveshtitambo Jambe Dadami. In one stroke.
Including the first line, right?
Including the first line. Namo Rudrebhyo ye Prativyam ye Antarikshe ye Diviyeshaman Nambato Varshamisavate Pyo Prachi Dakshina Pradishit Dasurtva Tebhyo no Namaste no Bradayantu Teyam Dishmo Yachane Dveshtitambo Jambe Dadami. It has to go in that way. Now this is actually the concluding prayer. What it means is we are praying to the Ganas in all directions. First Tebhyo Dasha Prachi Dasha. Prachi means east. Dakshina is south. Then the west and the north. Urdhva means
up.
Adhara means down below. All the directions. Namaste no is again offering namaskaram. Mridayantute make us happy. Teyam Dvishmo those who are our enemies. Vishmo means Dushtan Swaradalya. It comes from that. Actually enemies. You know there are two kinds of things in that. Those enemies whom we hate. And there are enemies who hate us. We don't know whether they are hating or loving us. But internally they may be hating us. We may think like Indochina, bye, said Jawaharlal Nehru. He thought China is a very good friend. Not realizing that China is a deadly enemy. It was Sardar Patel who said, beware. He is going to attack you. You signs Panchashila and all that, but do not believe him. He is going to hit you. And they hit. They really. Even now I believe there is a border skirmishes from Chinese. So there we don't realize they are enemies, but they are enemies who hate us.
Communists.
But there are people whom we know are enemies and we hate them. So there are two kinds of enemies there. They Vishmo Yachano Dveshti. They are referring to two kinds of enemies. Those enemies which hate us and those enemies whom we hate. Vishmo Yachano Dveshti Tamvi Jambe Dadami. Those who consider us enemies, whoever. Yachano means whoever. Okay. Consider us as enemies. The Tambo means them. It refers to Tambo. Jambe Dadami. We reach them to your doors. What it means is we leave it to you to do whatever you want with those kind of people. Punish them, correct them, and make them good. We pray, Namaste no Mridayanto. We pray that you make us happy. At the same time, those enemies who hate us and the enemies that we hate, we better leave it to you to deal with them. We don't know how to deal with them, so we leave it to you. So that is the conclusion that we draw on this Anuvaham. With this actually, the Anuvaham 11 formally concludes. This is completely okay. This is usually at home and all that. We might not do anything more than that, excepting reciting the Mrityunjaya Mantram. Otherwise, we don't do the complete part of it. But anyway, I will tell you the Maha Mrityunjaya Mantram because there is something very, very important. This Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhana
Vandana
Mrityor Mukshiya Mamamritat Trayambakam Yajapake Sugandhem Pushtivardhanam Urvarukam Vibandhanan Mrityo Mukshiya Mamamritat Now this is called Mahamrityunjaya Mantram. It's got a very beautiful meaning. And it's something I don't know how it has been put so beautifully, but it has got a lot of meaning in it. Trayambagam refers to Trayambagam, the three-eyed one, referring to Rudra. Yajamahe, we worship that master, Yajamahe. Sugandhim is a fragrant one, Sugandhim. Pushtivardhanam, the one who nourishes all the creatures. Pushtivardhanam. Pushti means, Tamil also Pushtivardhanam. Pushtivardhanam. Urvarukamiva. Urvarukam means what, you know? The cucumber fruit. The cucumber fruit is called Urvarukam. What is so special about Urvarukam? You know, if you have a fruit like mango or apple or anything, grows on the trees, when it becomes too ripe, what happens? It falls down. The Urvarukam, cucumber, is a creeper that grows on the ground. So the fruit lies on the ground where it is. When it becomes ripe, it stays where it is, it doesn't move. But the creeper will leave it. The creeper gets detached from the cucumber fruit. Why is it given as an analogy? Because the bandhan, what you have with life, the bandhan which the cucumber fruit has with the mother creeper, it is not affected by it. The bandhan removes by itself. The fruit remains where it is, steady and safe, unlike other fruits. So this is a speciality of Urvarukam. The bandhanan mrityo mukshiya mamamritat. Amritat means immortality. Mukshiya means give me the relief. Mukti. Mukshiyam is actually mukti. I should get into the path of immortality. Like the cucumber which stays in its place but still gets relieved with that, gets detached from the parents, the bandham. So this Mahamrityunjaya Mam is one which prays to Rudra that please detach me from the bandhan and put me into the path of immortality. Asatoma Jyoma Amritam Gamaya. From which Upanishad is taken? Brihataranyam. Brihataranyam means the big forest. It is in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. There we say that, lead me from reality, from unreal to things to real things. Lead me from darkness into light. Lead me from the mortality to immortality. So here also it means the same thing, that bandhanan mrityo. Mrityo also is death or mortality. Mukshiyam amritat. From that you give me the mukti and put me into the path of immortality. So this is a very significant mantra which is usually recited, not necessarily only at the end of Rudram, but also in very many forms. So with that, we would like to conclude that, but there is one more, your Rudra, that I don't want to talk about it because that is not really a part of the regular Rudra. So in your book and all that, you will find there are other mantram. There are people who recite it, but it is not so important. There are a couple of lines in that, not many really.
13 lines in the booklet.
Original lines to that. You can see that. So go ahead.
Oh, I have it here.
English, sir.
You have it there, okay. Sir. Not sure if it is in this. Yeah. So it ends like Vrittive Swaha, Vrittive Swaha, Om Namo Bhagavate Rudrai Vrittive Vrittive Pahi, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. It's again you say prostration to the Rudra, who exists in the form of Mrityu also. And finally concluding with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So that is the conclusion of Namakam. Do we have time to start with Chamakam? I think the Chamakam part of it we can finish in 5-10 minutes. Okay. Hey, Kumresh, I want to get into the input part of it. Is that,
Can you
how do you get
lesson what?
input? We have to go to lesson 12.
Yeah.
Maybe the battery is weak or what? Go closer. Or you power it off and repower it.
The Chamakam chapters are pretty small.
Yeah. You get it? Go into input mode and go into lesson 12.
Yeah.
To stretch my legs because otherwise later on it will be completely frozen.
Yeah, right at the bottom. Right. Yep, that's right. Okay. So this is Samaka Prashna. As I told you in the very first lesson, this is about seeking specific things from. So you have the chame coming, me too, me too. That's what it means. So we will start with this, the meanings and all that I'll explain in the next class. Agna Vishnu Sajoshase Bhavartantu Vam Giraha.
Agna Vishnu Sajoshase Ma Vardhantu Vam Giraha.
Jumnairvaje Viragatam.
Jumnairvaje Viragatam.
Agna Vishnu Sajoshase Bhavartantu Vam Giraha.
Agna Vishnu Sajoshase Ma Vardhantu Vam Giraha.
Vardhantu
Vardhantu Vam Giraha.
Jumnairvaje Viragatam.
Jumnairvaje Viragatam.
Now, this is a kind of a continuous thing, you know. That's why I got all this in one slide. You can't break it in between. So, Chamakam usually is a longer kind of recitation. Okay. Vajaccha me, prasavascha me, prayatischa me, prasiticha me, ditischa me, krituscha me, swarascha me, slokascha me, sravascha me, sudischa me, jyotischa me, subhascha me, pranascha me, apanascha me, vyanascha me, sucha me, chittamcha me, आयसंच मे वाक्च मे मनश्च मे चक्षुश्च मे श्रोत्रंच मे दक्षश्च मे बलंच मे ओजश्च मे सहश्च मे आयुश्च मे जराच मे आत्मा च मे तनुच मे शर्म च मे वर्म च मे गानि च मे स्थानि च मे परुहिं च मे शरीराणि च मे. Now that's how it said. So I'll tell you anyway, one line by line. Vajaccha me, prasavascha me,
Vajaccha me, prasavascha me,
prayatischa me, prasitischa me,
prayatischa me, prasitischa me,
ditischa me, kratuscha me,
ditischa me, kratuscha me,
swarascha me, slokascha me,
swarascha me, slokascha me,
shravascha me, shrutischa me,
shravascha me, shrutischa me,
jyotischa me, subhascha me,
jyotischa me, subhascha me,
pranascha me, panascha me,
pranascha me, apanascha me,
jnanascha me, sucha me,
jnanascha me, sucha me,
chittamcha me, aditamcha me,
chittamcha me, aditamcha me,
vakcha me, manascha me,
vakcha me, manascha me,
चक्षुश्च मे श्रोत्रंच मे
चक्षुश्च मे श्रोत्रंच मे
दक्षश्च मे बलंच मे
दक्षश्च मे बलंच मे
नो बलंच म
बलंच म
ओजश्च मे
ओजश्च मे
सहश्च मे
सहश्च म
आयुश्च मे
आयुश्च मे
जराच म
जराच म
आत्मा च मे
आत्मा च मे
तनुच मे
तनुश्च मे
कर्म च मे वर्म च मे
शर्म च मे वर्म च मे
अंगानि च मे अंगानि च मे एक्चुअली
अंगानि च मे
स्थानि च मे
अंगानि च मे स्थानि च मे
परुहुं च मे
परुहुं च मे
शरीराणि च मे
शरीराणि च मे.
Now what you have said is almost individual words, but when you recite it you have to say one block. So actually kind of holding your breath. But for marathon runners it's easy. So okay, would you like to try it on now in complete thing?
Yeah.
Vajaccha
me, pravascha me, prayatischa me, prasitischa me, didischa me, krudischa me, swarascha me, lokascha me, shravascha me, shutischa me, jyotischa me, subhascha me, pranascha me, apanascha me, vyanascha me, suscha me, chittamcha me, aditamcha me,
आदित्य में
vakcha me, manascha me,
चक्षुश्च मे श्रोत्रं च मे दक्षश्च मे बलं च मे ओजश्च मे सहश्च मे सहश्च मे आयुश्च मे जरा च मे आत्मा च मे तनुश्च मे शर्म च मे वर्म च मे अंगानि च मे स्थानि च मे परुहुंसि च मे शरीराणि च मे.
Okay, so there's actually one stanza, one verse, one lot. You will find two is also equally long. Okay, the second one. Jaishtan chama,
जयिष्ठं च
Adipatcham chame,
आधिपत्यं च मे
Manyuscha me,
मन्युश्च मे
Vamascha me.
वामश्च मे.
Actually, when you recite it, it is together. Manyuscha me, Vamascha me, Mjascha me, Membascha me. Manyuscha me, Vamascha me,
मन्युश्च मे
Membascha me, Membascha me.
मेमश्च मे
मेमश्च मे
Membascha me, Membascha me.
मेमश्च मे
Jamacha me, Jemacha me,
जयमाच मे
Mahimacha me,
महिमाच मे
Varimacha me,
गरिमाच मे
Prathimacha me,
प्रतिमाच मे
Varshamacha me,
वर्षमाच मे
Draghuyacha me,
द्रागुयाच मे
Vriddhamcha me,
वृद्धं च मे
Vriddhischa me,
वृद्धिश्च मे
Satyamcha me,
सत्यं च मे
Shraddhacha me,
श्रद्धाच मे
Jagatcha me,
जगच्च मे
Dhanamcha me,
धनंच मे
Vasascha me,
वशश्च मे
Dishishcha me,
दुषिश्च मे
Kridacha me,
क्रीडाच मे
Bodhascha me,
बोधश्च मे
Jatamcha me,
जातं च मे
Janishyavanamcha me,
जनिष्यमानं च मे
Sukritam cha me,
सुकृतं च मे
Sukritam cha me,
सूक्तं च मे
Tam cha me, Suktam cha me,
सूक्तं च मे सुकृतं च मे
Sukritam cha me,
सुकृतं च मे
Vittam cha me,
वित्तं च मे
Vede cha me,
वेदे च मे
Budam cha me,
भूतं च मे
Bhavishyam cha me,
भविष्यं च मे
Sukam cha me,
सुखं च मे
Supatam cha me,
सुपदं च मे
Buddham cha me,
वृद्धं च मे
Vriddhis cha me,
वृद्धिश्च मे
Uttam cha me, Triptis cha me,
वृद्धिश्च मे
Madhis cha me,
मदिश्च मे
Subhatis cha me.
सुमतिश्च मे.
So when you say it together, you have to say it at a particular pace without really stopping in between. I'll read it once again. Jaishtam cha madhipacham cha manyascha me vambachcha me embachcha me embachcha me jayamach me pahimach me varimach me pratimach me varshmach me draguyach me vriddham cha me vriddhischa me Satyam च मे श्रद्धा च मे जगश्च मे धनं च मे वसश्च मे द्वेषश्च मे क्रीडा च मे मोदश्च मे जातं च मे जनिष्यमानं च मे सूक्तं च मे सुकृतं च मे वित्तं च मे वेदं च मे भूतं च मे वैश्वं च मे सुगं च मे सुपदं च मकृतं च मे वृद्धिश्च मे कृतं च मे कृतिश्च मे मतिश्च मे सुमतिश्च मे. So that's how the whole thing goes. Would you like to try once again together?
Yeah.
The whole lot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jaiஷ்tam च मे आधिपत्यं च मे मन्युश्च मे माश्च मे मेघश्च मे मेघश्च मे जयमा च मे महिमा च मे वरिमा च मे प्रतिमा च मे वर्ष्मा च मे आयुः च मे वृद्धं च मे वृद्धिश्च मे सत्यं च मे श्रद्धा च मे जयश्च मे धनं च मे वश्यश्च मे ऋषिश्च मे क्रीडा च मे मोदश्च मे ज्ञानं च मे जनिष्यमानं च मे सूक्तं च मे सुकृतं च मे वित्तं च मे वेद्यं च मे भूतं च मे भविष्यश्च मे सुकृतं च मे सुमतं च मे गन्धं च मे वृद्धिश्च मे
So that's how it goes. So you'll find it is different from Namakam. Namakam is somewhat slower pace, but this Chamakam usually it has to go much faster, and there is no break in between. So the prayers are that way. So with that one, we will complete the first lot of the Samaga Prastam. It actually doesn't come like Anuvakam. It comes in slokams, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that.
So we finished
So this
2
is first
out of
part.
11.
Yeah. So what we have done is two slokams today.
Meaning next week.
I will take a look at the meaning, and then maybe next week we will have the other part of the Chamakam. So I want to really conclude it before we go to India. On the 3rd we are leaving.
Oh, now good. We are leaving on 9th. I want to finish before that.
You want
9th
to?
December.
Oh, I see. Okay, still time.
Yeah.
I'll be leaving before you, so that we would like to see that we complete it to the extent possible.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, we conclude Namakam with a little interruption, doesn't matter. But we start with this Namakam also. So once you learn that, you will come into the groove. All right. Okay. Namah Parvati Pataye
Mahadeva.
Om Namah Shivaya.
So how many chamakams are there?
So there are again 11 of them.
11. Okay. So
But
11 Anuvakams.
11 slogans it will be.
Much shorter though.
Yeah. So of these 11, we have finished 2 today.
Actually, you know one of them. Sanchame, you
Yes.
probably
yes.
talked about it, no? So we have done 2 and one Sanchame you have done already. So remaining about 8. I think 2 weeks we will be able to.
Dravidam.
And meanings are not so difficult to follow in this because mostly
Easy to remember.
we're seeking the grace. So you'll find a little tongue twister here because you have too many long sentences, So without interruption to say, sometimes the tongue will be twisting.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.